Hi, everybody. Welcome to day number one of how to make money with email. By the time we are done on Friday, you are just going to be rolling in the cash from email. I mean, it's just going to be, oh, wait, that might be overselling it a little bit, but I am going to tell you what is working in my world, my clients' world, how they are using their email newsletters to actually make money. How's that for a novel idea? Before we do that, there's going to be a bunch of stuff that we have to talk about first because we can't make money with a newsletter if you don't have a decent newsletter to speak of, right? So we're going to tackle that first. Real quick, I see some familiar faces here. It's awesome to have you back. Um, and if you have been in one of my masterminds before, in in a Raptive mastermind, or otherwise, I guess. When or when was that? Down in the chat, let me know. I grew up in Kennewick, so the Richland folks are mortal enemies. 2020, Sherry, has it been that long? My goodness, 2022. Okay, Chrissy, 2 years ago. 2 years ago, Nicole, you don't have it marked on your calendar. Well, I'm surprised you're here. You're probably sick of me by now. Uh, Julie, 2023. All right, 2023. Man, we got a lot of repeats. I probably should have asked, has anybody not taken one of my mastermind? Let's do that. Is anybody? Okay, Jen. All right. Herman, am I saying your name right?
Yeah, Tarmin.
Okay, all right. All right, we got two people. All right. Okay. Well, the rest of you, um, if you're new, great. If you have experienced some of this before, my guess is that some of it will sound familiar. There is new stuff, but I will warn you up front that some of it is the foundations they don't change with email, which is actually what's awesome because the stuff I'm going to teach you is stuff that I have been employing for almost 3 decades now. The little variations change a little bit. And in fact, the thing that we're going to talk about today, there's a real good chance if you took one of my masterminds, you even did this homework once before. But I'm going to tell you that it was not enough. All right. So I don't want you to tune out. I mean, you came for a reason. You must have thought something was missing in your email life. Either that, or there was nothing good on Netflix this week. And you're like, well, maybe Matt will say something decent. So let's dive in. A couple of quick things. First of all, we've got to thank Raptive for doing this. I do not take this for granted. I have a wonderful partnership with them, and I believe uh, wholeheartedly that they genuinely care about your success, and that's why they're investing in this. So when you get a chance, tell them thanks for stuff like this because they spend real money on this to make it possible for us to do this, and I love that. Um, all right, speaking of real money, I'm going to share this for those of you who are new. Those have been with me before have already probably have access to it, but Raptive makes available my course called Email on Autopilot. The coupon code and the link are right on your screen. Somebody go test it out, make sure it works. Um, the reason that you might want to get this, well, first of all, it's a $500 course. You can get it for free. Um, and I genuinely do charge that. Will we go through everything in this course? We're going to cover some of the basics, but the course acts as a kind of a how to get this stuff done when you're stuck. A little bit more of the details. All right, we're not going to be able to go into a bunch of technical implementations on a call like this. So we'll be talking a lot more about the what if you need to know the exact hows or you need a refresher. This course can do that for you. Did anybody go get it? Did anybody sign up and test it out? Make sure. All right, go get it. Somebody, I need somebody to go do it because I've messed up that coupon code sometimes. I'm going to take that and drop that here into the chat real quick. If you haven't done so, if you've never had email on autopilot, go get it now. You're going to want it later. All right. If you have not joined our Facebook group, I hope that you will because I'm going to be putting homework assignments, updates. Um, I think Nicole has agreed to read every one of your pieces of homework and comment on it with emojis and smiley faces. And you're just going to feel great about yourself when you do. So go put it there. Go join. All right. So why are you here? Just curious. Real quick in the chat. Give me a couple quick words about why you're here. I'm going to guess some of you said, wow, All right. Greedy capitalists said money. All right. Good. We are going to talk about the money. Some of you need to grow the list a little bit. All right. Refresher, motivation. Okay. Might be stuck or feel like you're doing the same stuff all the time. Um, Workflows need to keep up. Diversifying the income. Okay, great. Doing the same thing for a decade. All right. We're gonna work on that. Subscriber growth has been stagnant. Click-through rates, two different things. We'll talk about those. I don't want to rely on Google and Pinterest anymore. Yeah, we'll avoid that conversation, but it's always lingering there, isn't it? Would like to build engaged list and then monetize. Yeah, we'll talk about different ways you can do that. Prioritizing email because of Google and Pinterest. Improve current automations. Great. Grow the email list. All right, we're going to talk about list growth quite a bit today. Convert our subscribers into active fans who purchase stuff. Yes, that's what we need to do. New ideas, level up, spruce up, improve up, course code worked. All right, great. I want to know what I don't know. All right, iPhone, if that's your real name, we'll work on that too. Okay, let me tell you how the next 5 days are gonna go so that you can decide if you want to go along this ride with me. First, we're going to talk about list growth today. There's a tried and true principle that you need to understand if you really want to grow your list. And what I'm going to tell you is that you're not doing enough of this that I'm going to share with you. There are some tricks, there are some hacks, there are some easy ways to grow your list these days. Each one of them come with some yeah buts, some caveats, and some things we should need to watch out for. We'll talk about those, but the tried and true principle of lead magnets, which is the basis for what we're going to talk about today, has been around a long time, and there are some definite things that you are not doing that you need to be doing. But the first thing is you're not doing it enough. So we'll talk about that. Next, we'll talk about what to send. How much to send, what to write, what should be the goal with writing and sending. We're going to talk about that on Tuesday. We're going to go through, some of you will be hopefully willing guinea pigs and allow me to copy edit some of your stuff, and we'll just go through that, how I do it. On Wednesday, I'm going to talk about pop-ups. I'm going to talk about automations. I'm going to talk about my favorite approach for creating a schedule, and we're gonna touch on segmentation briefly. And then on Thursday and Friday, I'm gonna open up the fire hose, and I'm gonna share with you a bunch of ideas, not just ideas, but real things that real people are doing with their list to make money. You see the foundational setup though? If we don't have a growing, thriving list where we are actively serving and sending awesomeness to our list, they ain't going to buy nothing. All right? So we're going to start there. Now, we're going to talk about some of you know where I'm going with this probably right from the get-go. I'm going to share with you a secret that is not quite a secret. All right? But first, I want to introduce you to my friend Martha. I was over at Martha's house. We were having a lovely conversation. And we were talking about Taylor Swift's engagement mostly. Pretty big stuff around Martha's place. And she pauses me as I was, pontificating about the size of that ring. She says, you know what? I got to stop you right there because I'm hungry. I got a hankering. And I said, oh, I'm kind of hungry too. And it was obvious what she wanted, right? She had that glass of milk there. You could tell what kind of craving she might be having. So play along. You know what it was, don't you? That's right. Exactly right. She said, I would love some chicken cutlets right about now. And I'm like, me too. Chicken cutlets sound amazing. Do you know how to make chicken cutlets? She did not. But she had that nondescript, unbranded laptop right in front of her. So she typed in this thing right here, chicken cutlets recipe. And then up comes this solution to her problems magically from Google. And there was this website that showed up twice, Cooley Cooks, something, doesn't even matter. She clicks on that recipe, and look, a delicious set of cutlets are right there, breaded to crispy delight. So Martha went and she clicked on through, she found the recipe, she made us some chicken cutlets. And as we were wiping off the crumbs, the Italian breaded crumbs from our satisfied mouths. What did Martha do next? Did she tell all her friends about these delicious cutlets? Did she post about it on social media? Did she sign up for this person's newsletter? No. What did Martha do? She bounced. Why? Well, mostly because Martha's a jerk. No, Martha's not a jerk. Martha's a nice person. I can attest to that. She just was busy. We had to keep talking about Taylor's upcoming new album, or is she really going to be performing at the Super Bowl this year? Right? She had other stuff on her mind. And next time she gets hungry, what is she going to do? Well, we already know what she's going to do. Next time she gets hungry, she's going to go back to Google or Pinterest or ChatGPT or wherever it may be that we get recipes. Because that is a transaction, and Martha is in transaction mode. Your typical visitor to your website, to your channel of choice, to your, you name it, that person has something in mind, and it is selfish. It is not about you and your content. It's about them in that moment. This is the secret, friends, that your existing traffic is your best source of list growth. Martha, in that moment, is your best bet. That's why, unfortunately, these don't work very well. Sign up for my newsletter. Want useful tips, stories, and giveaways in your inbox? Or this one, I saw this one earlier today. Never miss a recipe. That's why those don't work very well. Martha doesn't need another recipe in her mind. She doesn't need a newsletter. In fact, she wants less email in her life, not more. And she definitely doesn't need more stories and giveaways. She knows what that kind of spam that brings on. So what do we need to do? Well, we need an email hook. We need to hook Martha. This is called a lead magnet. Many of you have a lead magnet, don't you? This is not the first you've heard of this. And if you don't have one, it's not because you don't understand this concept. I guarantee you have signed up for many lead magnets in your time. Curious, what all do you have? I'm guessing on some of you. I might know what you might have, but down in the chat, let me know, what is your most prevalent lead magnet email hook today? What's working the best for you besides Save This Recipe or Gated Print? All right, what else do you have? We'll talk about those. I'm not discounting that. We got quilting projects. We have a pantry checklist download. Marie, you know what? That was brave of you to come out. You know, this is a safe place. It's okay. We'll get that fixed. Giving people free ebooks and printouts, downloadables, printables, patterns. Yay, a 5-day autumn cooking guide. That sounds like a good idea. Hope that's going well. Online course, 30-minute meals. Okay, look, here's what makes a good email hook to me. Grabs your target reader, solves a problem, arrives in your inbox instantly when Martha is still thinking about that stuff before she forgets all about it, and then ideally showcases you as the expert. There are lots of different email hooks out there. You are all doing them. And I do them as well, literally all of these. Printables, downloadables, checklists, ebooks, courses, bonus content. Here's the problem with many email hooks. They require time or money or skill to create, which none of us have enough of any of those things. And they sometimes just don't work that well. We throw something free out there and we're hoping that they become super fans, and it just doesn't happen. For those of you who do printables, you know what I'm talking about. We put the printable out there, they grab it, they go, bye-bye. For those of you who do ebooks, okay, I'm gonna fess up. I have to be honest with you. I have 2 mortal enemies that you need to know about. One is zucchini, and the second are ebooks. All right? Why are we enemies? It's just worked out that way. You know, I love everything and all things. Just those 2 things kind of bug me. Here's the problem with ebooks. where does somebody download your ebook to? Can you find your own ebook once you've downloaded it to here? Second, when you get the ebook on here, let's say that they actually do know where to click and that they open it for a second. They are doing this. How much do they actually click? And then do they ever remember where it was to come back to click your recipe, your article, your tutorial? Tell me I'm wrong. It just doesn't happen. So here's what I do instead. I didn't come up with this concept. You know that this is not unique to Matt Mullen. You've heard these before, you've seen these before, but when I started getting into list growth, it is the one thing that I have found that you can repeat and do quickly. And that is to use your existing content and create a quick start guide. A quick start guide, for those of you who are new to my shtick, is simply a short series of emails that drives your new subscribers to the best stuff that serves them. Typically, it's a 3 to 5 day series, one email per day. And inside each one of those emails, it drives them dun, 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 to something that helps them. Okay, so this is a real life example here. My wife and I used to rank #1 for Disney cruise tips. We let that website go as you know, as other business things took off. But we used to rank #1 for Disney cruise tips. And when somebody would land on Disney cruise tips from a Google search, we would offer them this: what to expect on your first Disney cruise. We actually still do, honestly. This thing converts like crazy. Think about this for a second. Let's go back to Martha. The person who Googles Disney cruise tips, what do we know about that person? Well, we can assume that in that moment, they are considering going on a Disney cruise. And it's probably their first one. Otherwise, why do they need tips? So this right here, what to expect on your first Disney cruise. This hits them right between the eyes. Exactly what they need. Exactly what they're thinking about. And that's why it converts so dang well, because it solves their next problem. Notice what this is not. This does not say, sign up for Disney cruise updates. This does not say, learn everything about a Disney cruise. It's a very specific solution to a very specific issue. If you've ever been on a cruise, remember the first time and you're like, am I going to get sick? What do they do? How do they eat? You know, what is this like? And Disney is even differenter, okay? They have their own way of doing things. So people are spending thousands of dollars on this vacation. They want it to be magical for them, their kids, their grandkids. So they're highly invested in knowing what to expect. All right? Now, coming back to the Quick Start Guide. What we do is we use your existing content. We create a theme. This is just a loose excuse to bring content together. And over the course of 3 to 5 days in a row, we are saying, hey, I'm going to solve your problem with these lessons. And each one of these loosely mentioned lessons drives them back to your website, your blog, your YouTube channel, your Instagram, wherever you want them to go. The idea here is that we are sending them the content that they need in order. This is actually providing them with a lot of value. Herman asks, is this similar to a welcome series? The answer is it's a different thing. A welcome series assumes somebody wanted to be on your newsletter, and then you're sending them, here's what to expect by being on my newsletter. This is different. Go back to Martha. Does she want to be on, who was it? Cool Dudes Cook? On Coley Cooks? Does she know she wants to be there? No, she's testing it out, and she's been promised that she's going to get more great chicken cutlets content or something. We'll figure that out. She committed to Coley Cooks? No. So over the next 5 days, it's Coley Cook's job to convert her, to solve her next problems. What happens when somebody goes through the Disney cruise Quick Start Guide? They learn that we are wise beyond our years as it pertains to Disney Cruise, that we have important things to say, and that if you follow our tips, life will be rainbow and happiness and you'll save money and time. They'll learn that too as they go through your quick start guide. And the reason that this works is that when they're just getting started with your topic, they want to get going. They don't need the whole Wikipedia. They don't need to go do a ton of research. They just want you to spoon feed it to them. Here's what's next. Here's what's next. Here's what's next. And when you simplify the topic for people that way, you're doing them a tremendous favor. And the best of all, you're probably overthinking it because you can use your existing content. This goes for all of my friends who already have a quick start guide. Do not tune me out because your homework assignment will be the same as everybody else's. And that is to make your next quick start guide using your existing content. But Matt, all of this content's already on my channel. Can't they just find it there? Well, of course they could, but nobody uses the internet that way. It just doesn't happen. So what we're doing is that we're saving your readers time, making it easy for them to discover your best stuff that solves their next problem. In the course of 5 days, you're becoming an expert where you were a no-namer before. Martha doesn't remember who you are. And by the time you're done with the quick start guide, there's a really good chance that she does. She's recognizing the logo, your headshot. She's clicked on more of your stuff, consumed more of your content. You have more of a chance to become, for her to become your super fan. Bringing them back to your blog or your channel. And you're training Martha to open and click future emails because the stuff you're sending is really helpful. Does this all make sense? Have I lost any of you? By the way, I appreciate the head nods. Those cues, they buoy me up, people. Thank you. All right, you validate me. Now, you may be wondering, how do I select the right topic? Well, actually, I'm about to tell you. Remember this. Your existing traffic. That's your best shot. So right now, you've got traffic somehow, some way. I know it may be changing, but you still have traffic. And I don't know where it is. It could be on a different channel. It could be your blog. It doesn't matter to me because the principle is still the same. You ask yourself, what problem can I solve? Okay, so here's how we figure it out. What's your biggest channel? What are your highest traffic posts, pages, and categories? And then this is the important step. Why are they there? What's their real motivation? This is interesting to me because oftentimes people don't quite get this. They don't even know. You may be one of them. Why did Martha Google chicken cutlets? What's her motivation? We'll talk about that. And then what's at the core of the problem? And then therefore, what do you have that will solve that problem? Here are some examples of some quick start guides. I'm just going to go through these fast. So this DIY blogger, what do you know? What's the motivation of somebody who Googles DIY type projects? And she has all these different projects. Sometimes you're painting the foyer, and sometimes you need to replace the toilet. Okay, those are different things, but what do you know about the person who Googles it? Well, she knows that they're willing to pick up a hammer. They're going to save some money by going to Home Depot and buying the stuff and doing it themselves. All right, so 5 secrets to transform your home on any budget. Otherwise, they're going to hire somebody to go do those things for them, right? They wouldn't be DIYing it. This did great during the pandemic. What was happening during the pandemic? We couldn't leave the house. So Killer Copycat Recipes was a fantastic hook. This happened during, this a couple of years ago, one of the most recent egg shortages. Not the last one, but the one before that. Remember that? Everybody here, at least here in the United States, people went off to go buy their own chicken coops and buy their own chickens. It was a huge explosion here. I know that because I worked with the Happy Chicken Coop and we put together a quick start guide that just went gangbusters. That was simply, look how basic this is. raising healthy chickens. Because that's what the traffic was wanting. That's the type of content that they were searching for. And so they jumped on this big time. Copycat recipes, spring recipes, 5 secrets to great Mexican food at home. If you have slow cooker recipes, you might do this. I love this story. Some of you have heard me tell this before, but I still touch base with Ralphie every single year because she runs this multiple times a year. Simply on Purpose, Ralphie Jacobs. She's a fantastic parenting voice. If you have kids, I suggest you go give them a listen. Maybe I wouldn't have messed up my kids before they grew up and went on their way if I'd listened to her. She back several years ago, she had 120,000 Instagram followers. No blog, no newsletter. And when we got started, she was doing this thing called No Yell Week. The parents were committing to not yell at their kids for 1 week. And she created this quick start guide called Why We Yell, Why It Doesn't Work, and What to Do Instead. And she promoted it in the ways that you promote on social media, especially at that time. We created this very simple landing page in Kit, formerly ConvertKit. It took us literally 3 minutes to make this thing. You can see we didn't spend a whole lot of time on it. And this is the results. She went from 0 subscribers to 20,000 subscribers in 2 weeks. And not just subscribers that were just vanity numbers. If you know anything about email marketing metrics, you know these are very strong. People were opening and clicking. They were engaging. And look at what she wrote. Stuff like, this lesson number 2, 3 long-term effects of yelling, 1, 2, 3. At the end, she says, for a video on the negative effects of yelling, click the picture. I love this. You know where this takes you when you click on it? Remember, you signed up from Instagram. This takes you right back to one of those highlighted bubble thingies in Instagram. The negative effects of yelling. It has been there the whole time. Her followers have been looking at it every single day, and they're not clicking it. They love it. How much time do you think Ralphie spent selecting that picture? Did she have to hire a photographer for that? Did we do a big magazine photo shoot? No, she went to her camera roll and said, this one, beep, and in it went. The reason I'm bringing this up is just to remind you and me that our existing content has not been consumed by your audience. Even your die-hard loyal superfans, even your sweet Aunt Mildred, who loves you dearly, Sherry, she has not done every single one of your patterns yet. She hasn't. She wants to. She would love to. She wants to support you. But she's a busy, busy woman. So even your diest, hardest fans, that means that your content can be repurposed over and over and over again. For those of you who already have a quick start guide, Aberdeen, I believe, right? You've got one. I hope you have others, because the fact that you're doing one for Autumn tells me that you've already bought into this. Autumn right now, so Aberdeen could be doing something like, better, quick and fast cooking, 5-day guide. 5 secrets to getting dinner on the table fast. She has chosen to do Autumn because Martha is in Autumn mode now. She is wearing earth tones. I saw her. Okay? She's ready to throw the sweater on. What's going to happen 2 months from now? Aberdeen, because Aberdeen is a smarty pants, she is going to be launching the Thanksgiving cooking guide. So for those of you who have not done enough of these, or have not done any of these, I want you to pick now your quick start guide, your next one. My guess is that even Aberdeen, who has one seasonally, my challenge is for you, Aberdeen, is dive deeper here. Do you remember, for example, this one? Who does this work for? If somebody Googles slow cooker jalapeno quinoa corn dogs and they land on persnickety plates, she could do back to school quick start guide. But you know what's going to work better is this one because she's taking the better bet. She knows that they have a slow cooker. Otherwise, why did they Google slow cooker? We can create these lead magnets. We can show them, we can use technology to show pop-ups or forms or both on different posts, pages, categories. With Grocers List and ManyChat, you can do this over and over and over again on your Instagram or your Facebook pages. You can create different pins for every one of these and put them on Pinterest. Every quick start guide that you make will be an asset for you going forward. So for those of you who are wondering what to do next, I've already done this, Matt. I'm telling you, you haven't done it enough. I have a done-for-you services agency where I work specifically with food bloggers. And this is the technique that we employ because stuff changes every single month. We do a different lead magnet every month because I am trying to get the best possible conversion. Sarah, did you just roll your eyes at me? That was like, no, it was like every month. Are you sure, mister? That's what I took. No, it's true. I've got to convince you, Sarah, because what happens is Martha today is thinking about back to school. And next month, she's going to be thinking about Halloween. And the month after that, she's thinking about Thanksgiving. And then the month after that, it's Christmas. Do you see how close we are to Christmas, people? That's the main point here is you haven't got me a gift. Your gift to me, though, for Christmas is to create a quick start guide. So are you ready to make one? Oh, let me show another one, just because you might want to see what these emails look like inside. Because I work with so many food creators, I have a lot of food examples, as you might imagine. But this works, Sherry, across the board. This works in every niche that I've ever done, except one. There was one where I was an abysmal failure. I'll tell that story another time. It kind of makes sense, but you'll see. Somebody remind me later. But look at this. So sugar-free Londoner. She's all about the sugar-free life, right? Welcome to day one of 30-minute keto meals. Did someone say keto and quick? Look at these. My fastest and best. Blah, blah, blah. Recipe, recipe, recipe. Stay tuned till day 2 when I will such and such. How long do you think that takes to write? Do you believe that you could do this with or without the help of ChatGPT? Yes, I believe you can. My point here, Herman asked about welcome series. Martha doesn't really know us yet. Martha is a selfish, self-centered, always about her kind of individual. She doesn't care that I went to school at such and such, that I have a dog named Fluffy, that I enjoy quiet walks on the beach. But what she does care about is, doggone it, I need a fast and quick keto recipe. When we solve her problems right away, like just get to it, solve her next problem, that is when they start to care. We don't care about the name of Taylor Swift's cats until we've heard Blank Space on the radio a few billion times, right? So when you are worried about the writing part, I'm giving you permission to shed that. People don't read emails, they skim. I have proven this time and time again. I'm gonna shut up and let you talk here in just a moment. My clients will consistently ask me, Matt, don't you think my voice needs to be in here more? Don't you think I need to tell my story? And the answer is, well, yeah, but not at the expense of serving Martha. We will get to the point where she does care about the names of our dogs. She will care about our affiliate links. She will care about the products that we are going to sell, all things that we're going to talk about on Thursday and Friday, right? But right now, Martha is all in it for her. So we're just going to serve, serve, serve. We're going to give, and make it super simple for her to get the next thing. Because getting the next thing is how we win. Because that's how the brand starts to become established at this stage. All right. Do you retire lead magnets, quick start guides that aren't performing? You betcha. Yeah, if they're not performing, they're gone. I'm worried I've made my welcome series too similar to a quick start guide. Okay, Ashley, we can talk about that in your particular case. Happy to do that. Let's talk, though, about Is anybody stuck? Doesn't know what they might do for a quick start guide? I'm giving away free quick start guide ideas today. I have them right here in my desk, and I will pull one out for you. Anybody want to take me up on it? Okay, that means that you all know what you're going to write about. Oh, April. All right, April's willing. April, will you unmute?
Yep.
April, have you done this before?
No,
Okay.
I don't
What's,
have any lead magnet, anything. I do have a big email list, but no lead magnet.
okay. What is your website?
Lakelandmom.com. So
Okay.
I'm probably a little different than most others because I'm very hyper local.
I love it. This is a good
Lots of
challenge. Okay.
activities and things to do.
All right. So let's go through this. What is your biggest channel? Is it your blog? Is it traffic coming from Google? Is that your biggest source?
Yes.
Okay. And
Decreasing, but yes.
yeah. All right. And so in the last 90 to 120 days, what's getting traffic for you?
So mine's very seasonal. So like the past 90 days would have been things to do for the summer.
Hmm.
And then starting in the next few weeks, it'll be Halloween, things to do for Halloween.
Okay. I'm sorry. What region are you serving?
Central Florida, Lakeland. It's
Okay.
between Tampa and Orlando.
Okay. So is it family activities?
Yes. Yep. Things to do with kids.
Okay. So
Just
you're going to get every year the pattern. You're going to get traffic for starting right about now for what to do in the fall in Lakeland, whether that's Halloween festival or go see the changing leaves. Okay, that's a joke. Yeah,
yeah. No, not here.
that kind of stuff, right?
Yeah.
So, do you have content on that?
Yep. Yep.
What are people going to Google as we approach
Um,
Halloween?
yeah. Halloween events, fall activities.
Specifically, Lakeland Halloween events.
Yes.
Okay. Now we know their motivation, but let's say it out loud. What is their motivation for Googling Lakeland fall events?
To find events to take their children to.
We're sure it's children.
Usually, not always, but usually
Okay. Um, so why do they want to take their children to events?
for fun and sometimes obligation.
Okay. Those
Let's go
kids,
on.
those kids have incriminating photographs and force them to do these things, those parents, yes. Um, so at the core of their problem, they're looking for fun family activities in the fall, right? And you have that content on your website?
Yes.
All right. So a little way to think about this is, and this goes for most people, but maybe not you, but what we can do is we can do 5 secrets to blank. I'm not saying to use that literally, people. I'm just saying as a thought starter. 5 secrets to blank is a proxy. 5 secrets to having the most fun in Lakeland this fall. Did that work?
Mm-hmm.
Do you have 5 emails that you could thematically address that?
I don't know about 5, but yes.
Okay, let's real quick, just for the sake of time. I want
Yeah.
you to very quickly, what are articles that you have? Just spit them out that would be related to fun family activities in Lakeland in the fall.
Corn mazes, pumpkin patches, trunk or treats. That's all that comes to mind.
Okay, and you probably have others like restaurants that are doing some fun things, or uh, there's fall fairs or festivals that they're doing at the parks or something, right?
Right.
You have right there, you had 5 topics. Hi, Matt. Welcome to day one of 5 secrets to having the most fun in Lakeland this fall. We're going to start with everybody's favorite. It's pumpkin season. So we've got to go to the pumpkin patch. All over Lakeland, we have great things happening with pumpkins. The unfortunate thing is that pumpkins are somehow related to zucchini, but let's not let that dissuade us. We have this going on, and this going on, and this going on, and this going on. Click each one of these to learn about those. That's day one. Day 2 is the same thing, but corn mazes. Day 3 is same thing, but it's festivals that are happening at parks. Day 4 is restaurants that are going all out for fall. Day 5 is, do you have that content?
Yep.
You see how easy that would be to put together?
Yep.
Could you do that again for the holidays?
Yes.
Okay. Look, you've got 2 quick start guides already.
So the idea being that they would change seasonally, that there should
Martha
always be
cares
more.
only
Okay.
for a short period of time about the fall stuff, but that's going to hook her, right? That's going to get
Mhm.
her. That's our best shot, unless you can think of a better shot.
Yeah. So quick question that I'm sure we will get to later. Obviously, this is intended to grow your list, to get new subscribers. But if you're putting it out there on social media, other places, people are putting their information in who are already on the list and maybe either don't know it or they're like, oh, I want to get that. So is this also going to people already on my list?
Um, Great question. One of my favorite techniques is to actually offer this quick start guide to the existing subscribers. I have found that they love it
Okay.
because it's content. Again, the whole purpose of it is to say, I have just packaged this up for you thematically. And when you say I've got a five-part series, it comes in email. It'll be bonus emails to what you're already getting. Many of them will go, yeah, I'm in. And then the click rates and the open rates are fantastic because they're already engaged with you. So I quite often will send an email out. So remember I was telling you I have the food blog, the food creators. So if
Mhm.
we did a Thanksgiving guide, quick start guide, I would send an email out for them saying, hey, we made this Thanksgiving quick start guide. It's a 5-day series. It covers this, this, and this. If you'd like it, click here and you'll be automatically added. These are bonus emails in addition to what you're already receiving. Boop. We use Kit. It has a link trigger that drops them into that sequence, and now they get it as bonuses. The
Got it.
pop-up itself, quite often, I found about 40% of my signups are actually coming from existing subscribers because it solves their problem.
Right.
So
Okay.
yeah, it's a
Thank
great
you.
guide you can use not just for list acquisition, but also to get engagement from your list. All right, who else is stuck? Aaron?
Ooh, I'm here.
There you are. All right,
Hello.
Aaron. Okay.
Oh,
What's your website, Aaron?
it's the speckled palette.
Okay. And what are we doing at the Speckled Palette?
So it's like easy recipes for sharing, basically.
Easy
Um,
recipes for sharing. Okay.
yes. So like homemade recipes with the skew of you can make these to share with someone, and also entertaining doesn't have to be hard.
Okay.
So, but my top post for the past 2 months is a homemade chicken nugget, which is kind of different because I feel like that is bringing in a different crowd
Yeah.
than maybe who I'm like trying to speak to about the whole entertaining doesn't have to be hard piece.
Right.
So with that, I guess I wanted to know your thoughts of what
Um,
direction.
do you want to serve the crowd that wants to feed their kids chicken nuggets?
Uh, I mean, if I can serve them, like, I'm not a this is what you should feed your kids for dinner blogger. And I don't really want to go into that realm because that's not where I feel like I shine. Like if people are like, oh, like I want to have friends over and feed all of our kids these homemade chicken nuggets, then like, yes, I want to talk to you about that.
Yeah.
Um, and we'll help you with this recipe, which is great, whether or not you're feeding your family or feeding a crowd. But it's, I'm not a kid feeding specialist.
What Aaron is describing is something that some others of you might be going through as well. You may have a post that have taken off and the motivation is not what you originally intended.
Yes.
You are just being rewarded by Lord Google temporarily, perhaps,
Yeah.
for that traffic. You need to make a strategic decision on how and if you want to serve
Okay.
them. For me, I think that there's probably a lot of crossover between people who need to make chicken nuggets for their kids, but also want to throw other parties for their kids or things like that. I
Okay.
would probably lean into what you know that they're interested in and then move towards where you can really serve.
Okay.
For example, my guess is that you have I saw barbecue. I saw, there's probably sliders. There's other things that somebody who is not hosting an event, but just feeding their kids makes
Hmm.
chicken nuggets,
Yes.
may also
Yeah.
make the sliders, may also make the cheese sticks, whatever.
Hmm.
But what you can do is once they're on the list, you can, either be super direct and you can take all of your and just go straight into entertaining. You can also do what we're going to talk about on Wednesday and create automated sequences that serve up those, because you may not have a lot of it, Aaron, but maybe you still have, I don't know, 20 recipes
Yeah.
that would fit, that serves those people. You can still serve them. You have the
Okay.
recipes.
Yeah.
You're going to make money off of it. And you may, in the process of those 20 recipes over the course of this automation,
Hmm.
not just the quick start guide, but what happens after that, you may decide that that's how I can weed out the people who I do really serve well.
Okay.
And there's the other trick too. The homemade chicken nuggets,
Hmm.
you're going to be able to send that email out 6 times in a year. Mom is not going to be mad at you for you sending that again. It
No.
just doesn't happen
Yeah.
because she has to feed those kids, doggone it, every single night and sometimes multiple times a day. It is frustrating. And she's going to forget that she liked your nuggets. So,
Okay.
I mean, that's not an answer to your question, but everybody's going to be a little bit different. But if you can serve the people that are coming right now,
Hmm.
why wouldn't you?
Okay. Yeah. I mean, that makes sense to me. I just don't want them to be like, oh, she's going to give me recipes for forever for my kids when I do have recipes for them. It's just probably not in the way that they
Yeah.
think.
And
But
I think that's a very reasonable thing to think about. My guess, however, is that they don't think about it at all that way. Even your
okay.
diehard super fans. There's some of them who are like into like I'm using you as a generalization. This is not
Okay.
your situation, but
Yeah.
they're like the speckled palate serves me up the best entertaining stuff all the time. That's going to
Mhm.
be a small portion of the whole list that signed up at some point for some freebie or something along the way. They are all the different levels of the spectrum of wanting to be entertained. While this is your real core competency, you can still serve at all these other levels.
Okay. So yes. I guess my next question, I guess in related to that, right, is so like how do I frame this for those people to set myself up maybe for success?
Let's just talk about can you serve? Let's say that you decide you can serve them.
Okay.
You understand their motivation.
Yeah. I
So
mean,
let's talk about what's their motivation.
they need an easy dinner that's going to be an easy win for kids who might be more particular.
Okay, picky eaters.
Yeah, maybe.
Uh, Picky eaters, 15-minute dinners, something like
Yeah.
something like that. You could just go straight at that and just not try to be anything other than that and serve them with that for a short period of time.
Okay.
5 days of my or 5 days of my 15-minute dinners. That's right, 15 minutes.
Okay.
That is curiosity sparking enough where people might get in there and go, "Oh, wow." And then it's up you can lead them where you want to go inside that series. We're just talking about a hook.
Okay.
And then do you have other, I mean, I guess it begs the question, do you have other 15, I'm making up a number for you, but do you have other dinners?
Probably not 15-minute, but I have other things that could be framed
Yeah.
for this,
Okay.
probably.
17 minutes,
Yeah.
22 and a half minutes.
Probably closer to it.
I'm not kidding. If you did 22 and a half minutes, that would that would crush. Everybody does
Yeah, that
30
would
minutes.
actually be funny. 22
Yeah.
and a half.
Yeah. Because then they're like, wait a second. Can she
Yes.
really deliver on that? Does that help you get something?
That does. Yeah, I think I can run with that.
And I guess what I'm trying to explain here too is that this is true for every little segment that you all are doing.
Mhm.
Whether it is the season, it's the dietary need. Whether it is the crochet versus the sewing versus the macrame, Sherry, I still don't know what macrame is. I don't know if that's important or not. But though those things are all little, we can serve these different audiences. You have the content. what we're going to talk about on Wednesday about how to use automation to serve these people, I just don't understand why you wouldn't do it. If you originally wrote these posts to serve these people for whatever reason, and it is there and you can do it, and all you have to do is set up a real simple email automation, this thing will run by itself forever and ever. This Disney Cruise stuff, and I'll get to this on Wednesday, it is still running today, and I have completely abandoned that website. And I'm still making money from Raptive thanks to that website. Not in a big way, but it just goes to show under extreme neglect, despite my neglect, it was still working. Anybody else stuck? We have a couple more minutes. By the way, I'll stick around as long as anybody has. I want you to go, and I want you to go make a quick start guide today. Here's your homework assignment. By the way, can I give you a little rah-rah? You signed up for this thing, all right? You signed up to be here. Give it the full thing for the next 5 days. The homework is simple. I'm telling you to write 5 emails that look like this, people. I mean, you do this in your sleep. You write them like this. Pick your topic. Hi, Matt. Welcome to day 1 of insert title here. State the problem. Put a subheader. Tell them you have a solution to the problem in 2 sentences, and then just give them links. Do that in a Google Doc. You don't need to put the pictures in right now or anything like that. You don't need to worry about the formatting. Just write it like that. You can bang these out super fast. Go make a new one. Even if you have a great one today. If you have a great one site-wide, go do one for your air fryer. Because those people have very specific needs. Do you send these emails along with your normal newsletter? So Nicole, these are for new subscribers. So they're raising their hand saying, I'm dropping into this new sequence, and then we're delivering it to them. However, I will invite, I'll send an email to the install base, and we can get to that down the road, but I'll send an email to the installed base and say, hey, I made this guide. If you'd like it, click here. And I use Kit, which has the ability to do automations and drop them into that sequence. But I'm focused on the new subscribers.
Well, Mike, to clarify, my question was when the new subscribers sign on for the Quick Start Guide, are they also jumping in and getting your newsletters at the same time, or do you recommend them finishing the Quick Start Guide and then going into the regular newsletter cycle?
Yeah, I used to try to do this with it and found out that wasn't even worth it. The existing subscriber who signs up, goes to a pop-up on your website and signs up for the Quick Start Guide or for that lead magnet, they're totally fine getting the bonus emails. They know they're going to because they signed up specifically to get the thing. So it's just send them, don't change what you're doing. If you're sending a weekly newsletter, just keep sending that. Don't worry about it. These people will get their 5 in a row. Great. If they happen to get 2 emails on the same day, they're fine with it because they signed up for it. That's a good question. All right. You have your homework assignment. Does everybody have an idea? Do not leave here without an idea. If you tuned in just because you thought that the jokes were going to be good, I am sorry to disappoint. We are here to write emails. What about new subscribers? Do they get dumped into the welcome series at the same time? We can talk about welcome series later, but the gist of it is you decide if you need a welcome series after they've gone through the Quick Start Guide. This is a separate thing. It depends on how you're using a welcome. I'm not a huge welcome series person. I don't think it's necessary in the old school way that it's been done. I do like them when they're combined with serving with real content. But anyway, the point is for first 5 days or whatever, get them onto the list. Then decide what you're going to do with them. It could be that you want a welcome series to take place at that time, Ashley. Or you may go, you know what? We covered it all. You look puzzled though. Let's go through it. Go ahead and unmute. Let's talk about it.
Yeah, so my problem is the way my welcome series is right now is it's like a 5 email series and it's like, welcome or whatever. And then my first email is my 3 most popular recipes. The second one is 3. So it's like smaller little, I guess, quick starts within the welcome series. And so my concern is like, is there too much overlap there?
Probably not.
Okay.
Because so you're going to do like, what are you going to do for your quick start guide? Let's do a real example.
Those things that are in my welcome series would be like there's are like my content buckets. So I have um like comfort food, shortcut dinners, and
Uh-huh.
then Southern recipes.
Is your welcome series an evergreen topic?
Yes, it's like whenever you click subscribe for whatever, then they automatically get dumped into that.
And then your quick start guide, are you going to do seasonal or are you going to do evergreen?
I don't know. I don't have any yet.
I suggest you do seasonal. Nothing
Okay.
works better than Thanksgiving recipes.
Okay.
Period. So lean into that. But you could do my top. Just think of the difference here, Ashley. My signature recipes
Yep.
or my signature fall recipes. Right
Okay. It's
now,
more
which is
specific.
which is going to hit harder? The
Yeah.
fall one will. It just will statistically. So if you did that, let's say that you came up with a fall themed quick start guide, which was 3
Mhm.
to 5 days of recipes. And then your welcome series. You may not want to use the exact version of the welcome series that you have today, but
Okay.
in your email platform, what are you using for your email?
Kit.
It's real easy to go to a sequence and hit duplicate. And
Right.
then you could pull out pieces that you don't want to go in, for people who complete quick start guides. And you could have one that is a little more expansive for people who come in through the never miss a recipe sign up.
Right. Okay.
Okay.
So they would do this quick start guide, and then once they're finished, they would get part of my welcome series.
Yeah. So so in Kit, the quick start guide is a sequence, right? You
Right.
create a rule that when they complete that sequence, they get added to this other sequence, which is your welcome
Okay.
series or whatever you're calling that.
Yeah.
You get to plot this journey for these
Okay. That's a
subscribers.
good idea.
We get so hung up, I think, on I made this one thing and I have to fit everybody into
I
that.
know. I've overanalyzed, so.
No, everybody does it. In fact, I'm so glad you brought this up, Ashley. My business name is Personalized Paths LLC. I go by Email Crush now because Personalized Paths is terrible to write out and it's hard to even say. So, but the point of Personalized Paths was that, see, I can't even say it now, was that we create these journeys in email. The automation is not used enough. If you know that you have people that are coming in through Air Fryer Quick Start Guide, for example, we'll get into this later. And then you have 35 other air fryer recipes. That's not enough necessarily to serve them forever and ever, but that's enough to serve them for another 5 weeks. And the content's already there. You know they have air fryer. Why not create a little mini sequence for 5 weeks after that of where they get air fryer stuff? Does that make sense? We can
Yeah.
use the automation, think through the journey. It's just most people aren't thinking through the journeys. That's all.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, great question. Do you need to have a certain email provider to execute this? I use Substack for my emails. Unfortunately, Herman, Substack does not do this type of stuff. It's one of the limitations that it has. My recommendation, I don't normally, spend a lot of time on this, but I am a big shill for Kit. Those of you who have worked with me before, you already know that. I love Kit, but the best platform is the one that you can get to work for you. All right. I firmly believe that. Should you be interested in trying Kit out, you can get it for 30 days. Why might you do that? Well, because you might be wondering how to do this technically. The email autopilot course is half what to do and half how to do it in Kit. I had to pick one, and that's the one that I've picked. The others are great. Flowdesk, ActiveCampaign, MailChimp. Okay, MailChimp is not great, sorry. They're not an enemy like Zucchini is, but they're the ones I moved from because I was pulling my hair out and I have an affinity for my hair. So it's just harder to work with. But there's plenty that can get the job done. But Kit is my platform of choice. And so I walk people through how to use Kit step by step by step. It's in the course. So just if you don't care, just eliminate the tech side of things from the equation. Just say, okay, I'll just follow Matt step by step and set up what Matt is saying to do. It's all right there in email and on autopilot. But Substack won't do this for you. I have a single email after the guide finishes that says start here since I have so many recipes, and then they just get dropped into my regular newsletters. Okay, cool. We'll talk about other options there, Aberdeen, on Wednesday, about things you might be doing that you might do as well there. Okay, any other questions? Or is anybody stuck? I need you to walk out of here with an idea, because the homework assignment is go make that quick start guide. I will review them tomorrow. I know that there's a big football game on tonight. I need my opponent to not score 10 fantasy points. So it's a big, big deal. All right. But all the rest of you, you need to write emails. And they're short and easy, no problem. Can we do it? I believe it. I believe in you. If you have any questions or you're stuck, go ahead and unmute, and we'll talk about it. If you got to go write those emails, and we'll see you tomorrow. All right. Any questions? Unmute if you got them. All right. Well, that was easy. Okay.
All right. Thank you.
All right. We'll see you guys.
Thanks, Matt.